Hello everyone, welcome back to the French Cooking Academy. Today we're following on a subscriber request recipe and we're going to learn how to make a classic French chocolate mousse. In order to proceed for that recipe, we're going to be melting first some lovely chocolate, and once it's nice and silky, we're going to pour in a mix of milk and cream. It's going to create actually what we call a ganache. That's kind of thick chocolate sauce. When that chocolate sauce is then ready, we're just going to have to blend our egg white into a nice fluffy airy meringue that we're going to fold together with the chocolate in order to create that lovely chocolate mousse. Just put it in ramekin or glasses or anything you want, let it set in the fridge, and it's ready to be enjoyed in front of the TV by the whole family. So if you want to learn how to make that recipe, stay tuned. Welcome back. So these are the ingredients we're going to be using today to make our chocolate mousse. Very simple. Some egg white, some good quality dark chocolate. This is 70% cocoa content chocolate. Always take the best quality you can. Some heavy whipping cream, some milk. This is full cream milk, and some castor sugar. For the utensils, I'm using a large glass bowl, a whisk, and a rubber spatula. And now let's start the recipe. So the first step we're going to have to do is to melt the chocolate using the double boiler technique, which is a small saucepan with a bit of water in which you're going to put a container on top, so it's not in direct contact with the water. That is good, but sometimes if your water starts to boil, your chocolate can still cook. So here is my tip. You take a pan like that with water. As soon as it starts to simmer, you turn your heat off, totally off, and then you put your bowl in there. Leave it for a few minutes, and when you're done, and it's going to get some temperature, you put your chocolate and let it melt on its own with the heat off. It will happen, it will take a bit of time, but that way you always get it right. The next step is very simple. Take a small pan, put your cream in, and your milk. Put this to the simmer. And you're going to just bring it to the boil. As soon as you hear the start of the boil, we're going to also turn the heat off. Alright, so my milk and cream are hot. I've turned my heat off and I'm going to leave it here to cool down a little bit. Now let's look at the chocolate. Now, as I said earlier, look at this. Do you see how fragile the chocolate is? You see how it melts? This is with the heat off. It's melting away nicely. So now we just have enough time to make our meringue while this is finishing to melt before we can incorporate everything. And now let's make the meringue. So here's my little tip. This is what I make it to make it really easy. Food processor or any blender you want. A hint of salt in there. I put all of my sugar at the bottom. I don't even bother. And then all of my egg whites in. When everything is in, I'm just gonna blend it together until it's ready. They have to be nice and firm. All done. Look at this. Nice, stiff and airy white. This is exactly what we want for the mousse. And now, time to assemble everything. And now for the assembly. The first thing you're gonna do is to pour your cream in the chocolate and mix it all. So you pour it all at once while still nice and warm. And you're gonna mix everything like that. And keep on mixing, and that is gonna become what we call the ganache. As soon as that base is made, you take a little bit of egg white and you're gonna start to incorporate this with the whisk to create your base consistency and the base of the mousse. So don't be shy for the beginning. And this is to create the same consistency as the egg white, you see? Because now using that mix, we're going to be able to fold the rest with the rubber spatula. Once you got your base mix, you can start to incorporate in 2 times the egg white. And you're going to use that motion mix that you see in all these documentaries and everything, you know? Look at that. And you can break the egg white and you try to keep that mousse in there. So you can break some of it and slowly start to incorporate everything with the chocolate. So you keep on turning, applying that nice movement until all of the egg whites are in. So better warn you, it does take a little time. After incorporating the first batch, you can do the rest, which is all of the eggs. Boom. And you repeat the same process. And the more air you add in your mousse, the more fluffy your chocolate mousse is gonna become. When it's gonna set, it's gonna be full of 1,000 bubbles of air, and it's gonna be so delightful to eat. And that's it, we're done. Look at that. This is a nice chocolate mousse, and when this is gonna set, ooh, it's gonna be nice. So last step, we're just gonna pour this in a nice glass and put it in the fridge. When you're done, you can take a glass, and it's just a matter of pouring some of the mousse in glasses directly before you put them in the fridge. And that's it, guys, we've done the famous French chocolate mousse. You're now ready to leave that lovely thing to set in the fridge for 2 to 4 hours. It's even better in the next day, and when it's set, you can start to decorate. You can put fruits on it, some mint or whatever. Or if you're lazy like me, which what I do, I just take some of this shaved chocolate and put it on top there like this. I don't have to do anything afterwards. But I hope you enjoyed the video for today. That's it. Don't forget to subscribe and become a patron if you like the content, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.